G'day guys, and today I'm going to do a bit of a video on the Cats, as I love doing. So very much, the question today is, can the Cats win the flag in season 2019? It popped up in my Facebook newsfeed. I reckon it's an article that probably pops up once a year. Are the Cats good enough? Are they premiership contender? Are they pretenders? All these sorts of questions. And had a pretty good breeze over the article, and I reckon it's pretty valid. Short answer, no. I do not think they can win it. I think they can somewhat get close, at least bridge the gap slightly between, I guess, the last couple of years. I definitely think we can do better than 2018. I can see us probably winning a final, hopefully 2. I'd love 3 or 4. 4 would be good, actually. Yes, there's a lot of question marks, and the article's pretty interesting how it delves into the home and away season form, the stars, all those sorts of things. So I guess we'll break it down into a few bits of what the article sort of mentioned. So we've won 21 games and lost 3 games at Simmons, or GMHBA as it's now called, over the last 3 seasons. So we'll have 9 games at home. That'll be fine. I think it mentions down here. Got a bit of a theoretical, scenario. I wouldn't mind that. That'll be good. So can they win it? Not really sure, but it really delves into a lot of sort of really interesting topics, and the goal kicking is probably one thing that's quite stark. Menzel was the only other player outside of Hawkins to kick 15 goals or more. Parfitt, I think, got 15. Pretty disappointing, really, and identifies a flaw that we've got to fix up, and hopefully we'll be able to fix up with some fitness from Sav, hopefully some dynamic play from Rowan, Dalhouse, Ablett. The forward line's much different, and it's probably improved the most. So that'll be really helpful, invaluable, in fact, if that mix is fit on the park and right and gelling together. I think our draw is pretty tough at the start. I think we've got a pretty savage 7 weeks. If you look at the draw, and you've probably seen the previous video where I sort of go through the fixture for Geelong. Gary Ablett, slight concerns. Didn't get a lot of the ball against the Bombers, but hopefully if he plays deeper forward, that's where I'd like him to play. That might be able to, utilise the assets the best way possible. MCG is arguably probably our Achilles heel. We've got a very good record in general. It goes through some numbers here. Overall, so over the last couple of years, we're 10 and 11, so we're worse than 50%. Overall, I think is the best. I'm guessing it's the last 10 years or something along those lines. Not really sure what it all means, but I know what the first lot of numbers mean. So it's stark. It's not very promising, and that's where finals are played, and that is where the grand final will be played. So we'll want to get better there, quick, smart. We don't know if it's the dimensions of the ground. Is our game plan not equipped for the MCG? You'd like to think it'd be equipped for any ground. Or maybe our players are too lazy. Maybe the players can't execute under pressure. Maybe, it's very tough to say, really. There's a lot of contributing factors. Sides seem to really trounce us when we go to the G every time. More often than not, we find ourselves struggling. The bottom 6, or we've got some real issues there. We need to define what that looks like. So we can probably have a look at the Cats list. Let's get a quick Google going on here and go into the seniors. So we've got a lot of really good really great players on the list, but they just, for whatever reason, whether it's big games or the team gelling as a collective, that's the problem, or whether not enough of that middle to sort of bottom end of talent doesn't quite get us over the line. It's probably a combination of a little bit of everything. And it does feel like even those big games where you got the stars are sometimes down. TK got plenty of the footy against Melbourne, but didn't use it very well. That might have been against Richmond. It's tough to really remember. Some painful MCG finals, and Menegola's been disappointing in finals, and Selwood, dare I say it, he's been disappointing as well. So there's some absolute stars that just haven't quite got their game going. Even Paddy Dangerfield has had some down games in finals. He's obviously had some absolutely spectacular, outstanding ones, but there are a lot of players you can look on the list and go, gee, they were either below par or they played poorly. And when you got players in that category, it generally means you're in for a loss. So I think we'll get ourselves in a position on the ladder that will be comfortable, hopefully to the top 6 brigade. But I just think too much is left to too few. But I do like the forward setup if that can maintain some continuity and gel together. But there are a lot of question marks. Too many. There's obviously the exceptions of Richmond and the Bulldogs over the last few years. The Eagles as well. So a couple of teams that weren't picked to go very well have made some heavy strides. But we've got the talent to do it. Absolutely. Do we have the game plan and the players to execute it? It's a big unknown. I'd love to hear all your thoughts on whether Geelong can win the flag into 2019. I'm not really going out on a limb by saying they won't, because 17 clubs won't win it and one will win it. So you can pretty much say all of them won't win it. One of them will. Probably not Gold Coast, probably not Carlton, but yes, those are some thoughts. So we've got some real things to iron out. Game plan, how that forward mix goes, and the frontal pressure we apply will be quite significant as to how we sort of go. Yeah, how good are the good players going to play? How often are they going to be exceptional? Are the bottom 6 to 10 players going to lift us to the next level? That's really what it takes, because even with some magnificent years from Dangerfield and Hawkins, and we've got Tommy Stewart there, and Selwood and Menegola, and yeah, I can probably look at the list here, but there was Zach Smith was on fire last year too. He was really good. Parfitt was good, and Abel had a really good season. Probably not by his lofty standards, and yeah, you go through those names. Tim Kelly, career best season in his first year, did well to do that. Scott Selwood was really good for most of the year, and Buse was pretty solid. And there's a lot of players that played extremely well and played very well regularly. Blitzars was a hero down back, but it almost didn't really amount to much come the pointy end of the year. But how we deal with pressure in finals is probably more so what I haven't really delved into yet. That's been a real Achilles heel for us. So I'm hoping we can iron that out, and we really need to practice executing our skills under pressure and guarding space a lot more effectively, almost like guarding the man more. The 666 will be interesting, so clearances will be, very critical come the pointy end of the year. That's where it's won and lost in finals, is in the midfield. It is in most games. So hope you've enjoyed my thoughts for this video, and hope the Cats can take home the flag and prove me all wrong. And if we don't get close or win one, is it a failure? Geelong's window's shutting very shortly, so hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Chuck in some comments down below as to whether you reckon the Cats can win it or be close, or what they need to fix up. That'd be awesome. Subscribe away as well, it'd be great. And I'll catch you guys all next time. See you then.